All right, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about Bitcoin. It's a pretty popular thing in the media right now. Everyone's kind of just searching up Bitcoin. Why is Bitcoin going up so high? So today we're going to explain to Sunny here. Say hi, Sunny.
Hi.
Everything I know about Bitcoin. Okay. So Sunny, what do you know? What do you want to know about Bitcoin?
So I noticed that Bitcoin's price is going up high nowadays, and I wonder why it's happening.
So recently, the United States approved a series of ETFs, those are electronically traded funds, that expose traditional investors to Bitcoin. All right, so they can actually purchase these ETFs and get the same price movements as Bitcoin without owning Bitcoin directly. It's actually the funds that own the Bitcoin, and the traditional investors just have a stock that is directly proportional to Bitcoin. So they can basically get the Bitcoin without owning Bitcoin directly. So it reduces the kind of cryptocurrency risk of like being hacked and not having the like insurance, okay, FDIC insurance, and that way they can own Bitcoin without owning Bitcoin.
Oh, so it's kind of like investing gold ETF kind of stuff.
Exactly, and that's recently since January why Bitcoin's been going up like crazy, because there's all sorts of inflows from investment firms and banks and other traditional financial institutions that are now exposing their balance sheets to Bitcoin.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you think I still have to buy Bitcoin?
I would still buy Bitcoin even though it's like $67,000 as of right now, March 7th, 2024. Okay. I've personally been buying Bitcoin since it was $500 in 2016. Okay. And I just keep buying. So I just take 1/3 of my paycheck every 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And I just buy Bitcoin. Okay, I actually like Dogecoin a lot too. All right, and yeah, so a portion of my income just constantly goes to Bitcoin and Dogecoin. So I bought it $500, I bought it $1,000, I bought it $2,000, I bought it $5,000, I bought it $10,000, I bought it $20,000, I buy it $30,000. You can see where it's going. So even just a couple of days ago, when it dipped down to 60,000, I bought a little bit more at 60,000, and I'll buy it 70,000, and I'll buy it 80,000. Just keeping buying. And what I do is I just take a little bit of my income every 2 weeks and buy a little bit at a time. And what that does is it decreases the amount of volatility that I experience in my account, and it just grows over time.
Actually, like I remember we had a conversation about Bitcoin in December, and I started to write about Bitcoin on my blog, and since it was like a $50,000, is that right?
Around back then, yeah, it was like 40 to 50,000 in December.
Oh, okay, that was Korean won. Now up to 68. So if I start, even that back then, if I start to invest, I would make some profit there.
Yeah. And people are worried about buying Bitcoin as all-time high. The reason you shouldn't is because once it gets past 70K, it's going to be clear skies. Basically, what's been happening is since the last bubble where it went to like 69,000-ish, people bought that peak, and then it dipped all the way down to like $15,000-16,000. And since it's been coming back, it's been facing a lot of sell pressure from the previous bubble buyers. Anytime it goes to their price, you're going to see a lot of selling from those people that are finally like, oh man, I'm breaking even. Finally, had to go through hell and give me my money back, right? Once we get to 70K, there's not going to be any more people that bought at 70K. So all those sellers are going to be gone, and the rest of the people are just going to be either holding, or there might be some people who get to their price target and want to buy the video game they always wanted, or the car they always wanted, or the house, okay? but that's not going to be as much sell pressure. So once it goes past 70K, we are in a blue sky territory where it's just going to continuously go up with little dips, but you'll see big pumps and little dips. And then at some point there's going to be the bubble again, the irrational exuberance where everyone, your grandma's talking about Bitcoin, your barber is talking about Bitcoin, your personal trainer is talking about Bitcoin. And that's going to be around the point where I'm targeting around $200,000 per Bitcoin in this cycle by end of 2024, 2025. Once you start hearing people that you never heard talking about Bitcoin before and that they're buying, that's going to be around the time that you want to sell.
So now still have to buy Bitcoin, even if it's a high price.
I'm still buying Bitcoin. I'm not telling you to buy Bitcoin, okay? I'm just saying that I'm still buying Bitcoin because I believe in the investment that's going to return me a greater profit.
So actually, I heard about halving. So what is halving in, when it comes to Bitcoin? What is going on?
So the halving, this is put into Bitcoin's code. So miners, they mine Bitcoin. That's how new Bitcoin is minted. They do use graphics processing units, GPUs, to do complex calculations to create Bitcoin from block rewards. They basically secure the network, the Bitcoin network. And when these computers, they do that, these miners, they get Bitcoin as a reward to secure the network. Okay, every 4 years or so, it's not exactly 4 years, it's about actually every, I think, 20,000 or 200,000 blocks that are mined. The amount of reward goes by half. That's why they call it the halving. So when Bitcoin first came out in 2009, the block reward was 50 Bitcoin. Then in 2013, the block reward was 25 Bitcoin. Then in 2017 or 2016, it went down half again, 12 and a half. Then around 2020, it went half again, 6.25 Bitcoin. Now the upcoming Bitcoin that's predicted to be somewhere in April, mid-April, that's going to go by down even half once more to 3.125 Bitcoin. All right. So every time that happens, the miners get less reward. Okay, and that basically keeps Bitcoin from being too inflationary. And there's only going to be 21 million Bitcoin ever created. And around the year 2140, that's when Bitcoin is no longer going to have halvings. There's no longer going to be any miner reward. And that's eventually when it's going to become more like credit card companies that charge fees to use the Bitcoin, transaction fees.
Okay.
So this upcoming halving and the previous halvings, it all went up. It always went up because there's less Bitcoin to go around. There's no longer a surplus of Bitcoin, so it can't meet the demand of all the people wanting to buy. Because now there's less to sell.
So the halving, would it be the peak time, or what do you expect?
My theory is there's going to be a pump before the halving, and once the halving hits, there's going to be a dump, but it's going to be a quick one. It's going to be like a sell then use event, and then after that dump, it's going to start really pumping.
So we have two chances that we can buy now, and then wait to go up, and then right after having
pretty much I would personally not sell, even if it goes up kind of crazy this next couple months. I would wait till the end of the year or end of next year to possibly sell. Only if you really need the money. Like, let's say you bought one Bitcoin and it's worth $60,000, and then it goes to 200,000, right? You can use that $200,000 to buy a house. I wouldn't just sell Bitcoin at like 80,000 just to possibly get a chance to rebuy it back at 60,000, because if you sell at 80,000, it could just go to 100,000. So the only time I would personally sell, and I sold in 2021, is to buy something that's real that you can utilize, whether like I said before, whether it's your favorite video game that you didn't have a chance to buy, or the coolest car you ever thought you ever wanted and now you have the chance to get that car, or me personally, a house, because you can live in it. Okay, you can't live in your Bitcoin, so I would say if you're gonna sell, use that money to get something of tangible value. Yeah, so but great to wait for dips to buy, but just keep buying until that account value reaches an amount that you can use it to get something that's useful for your life.
Wow, that's good advice. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Anything else you want to know?
Oh, I think that's it for now.
Okay, cool. Well, good luck. All right.
Thank you.
On the next video, I will be talking about how I save. I'll be going through all my expenses, my income, and like what I do to manage my money in order to keep purchasing using the strategy of dollar cost averaging. So that's going to be my next video, and thanks for watching.